Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be sharing with you 3 soup recipes that you can make at home that are super simple and also delicious. I'm going to be making sweet potato and leek, red pepper lentil soup and also a pumpkin soup too, which I know a lot of you guys will have leftover pumpkin flesh from carving for Halloween. So I really hope you enjoy watching this video, and of course if you do try any of these at home then let me know over on Instagram stories, give me a tag and I will see you over there. Without further ado, let's jump into the video, and I really hope that you guys enjoy watching this, enjoy making this soup and get really cozy. To make your soup, all you're going to need is 1 tin of coconut milk, you're going to need some chicken stock pots, 2 leeks, 4 sweet potatoes, 3 cloves of garlic, 1 white onion, 1 green pepper, some salt, some cumin and also some black pepper. You might already have these things in your cupboards already, which is really handy, minus the potatoes and the leeks, but you can obviously get frozen garlic, lazy garlic and frozen onion as well. So a lot of this is already in your cupboard, so it doesn't require you going getting massive amounts of ingredients, and it's so easy to make. So let's start by chopping up this onion and also mincing the garlic. Before I start chopping all my potatoes, I'm going to put on the onion and garlic mix into this pot to soften and just get it ready for popping in the leeks and the potatoes next. Now all you want to do is allow all the vegetables to cook for around 8 to 10 minutes and then add in a litre of water along with a stock pot. I actually find the stock pots a bit more flavoursome than a stock cube, and then just allow that to simmer before you add in any of your seasoning. You're going to add 2 teaspoons of cumin into the mix along with some salt and pepper, and then just want to leave that on for at least an hour just to get the flavours going and so that everything reduces nicely. Now once everything has softened up loads after that hour, you want to take the lid off and allow everything to reduce for around 10 minutes just to thicken the consistency of your soup. And once you've done that, it's time to add in some coconut milk. So all you're going to do is take the can, give it a really good shake to make sure everything mixes well, and then add that into your soup mixture and allow it all to just condense down and really mix well together. This next step is optional, but I actually much prefer a blended soup. So I am just going to take my hand blender and pop it into the mixture. Just be super careful because obviously with it being really hot, you don't want that to spurt out over your hand. So make sure the blade is well submerged in the mixture and just blend it until smooth. Like I say, you don't have to do this because it is pretty smooth when you already have it over that hour time. But I just like it super smooth and thick and delicious, and this is such a gorgeous soup. You really need to try it, and what's lovely about it too is it will keep for days in the fridge, and you can also freeze it as well, so you're super organised for lunches or even dinners for the week. To make my lentil soup, all you're going to have to get is 200 grams of red lentils, 1 white onion, 1 red pepper, 2 cloves of garlic, 1 stock pot. You can also have this as a vegetarian option and leave out the bacon, 2 rashers of bacon and 2 small sweet potatoes. I almost forgot, you're going to need 4 carrots as well. A little trick I learned is to go down each of the grains of the pepper.
Mommy, that's orange.
That's an orange carrot.
Orange carrot.
And once you get to the centre, by pressing the knife through each of these little ridges, you can literally just peel the segments away. And there is like minimal amount of, that you can just pull it out. There's minimal de-seeding required once you do this. It's so easy. Then I'm just going to roughly chop this up because it will all be getting blended anyway, but just to help the cooking process, I am going to chop these into little slices. Now that everything is chopped and prepared, I'm going to add some olive oil to my casserole dish and then pop in my onions, garlic, peppers and also bacon. I want to fry off that bacon just to really get some flavour going, and then once that is all in the pot and cooking away, I'm going to add my stock into a jug. I'm going to use probably around a litre with one stock pot. You can add more or less if you like. And I am then going to add in my red lentils along with carrots and let it simmer for around an hour. Once your hour is up, everything will be lovely and softened and smelling unreal. So cosy. So you can either leave it like this or give it a good season and stir and then blend it. That's exactly what I did because I love blended soup. It is my absolute favourite. I'm just going to pick a nice soup mug, get it served up and do exactly what the mug says on it, which is cozy up and enjoy. Next up is pumpkin soup. Now I actually love this because it is so good to know that I'm not wasting the pumpkins just as decoration, because we are so guilty of doing that. So it's nice to have a pumpkin soup recipe. So all you'll need is one pumpkin, you'll need some olive oil, you will need some cream, so I'm using single Scottish cream, one red onion, one white onion and one chicken stock pot. But of course if you're vegetarian you can use a veggie one too. Now for total quickness and convenience, I love using my food processor to cut onions. So I'm going to chop up my onions and take the skin off them, put them in the food processor and get them chopped up small for making the soup, because this is the easiest step of this whole thing. If you guys have ever carved a pumpkin, then you'll know it is pretty difficult to cut through it. So please take care when you're cutting this. Use a really sharp knife and make sure you keep that knife pointing away from you, because one slip and you're losing a digit. I'm not joking, it is so difficult to cut through a pumpkin. There is a really good hack that you can do, which is popping your oven on and then popping the pumpkin into the oven for around 15 minutes, and it really helps to soften that outer skin. So if you want to do that, then maybe that is a good idea to do that first. But I just went for it and cut through the full pumpkin. I only used half of this one, if that gives you a good idea for size. So I only used 2/4 of it, which was obviously half of the entire pumpkin. Take a spoon and remove all of the inside of the pumpkin just to leave you with the flesh, and from the remaining parts that are from the inside of the pumpkin, just remove a few of the pumpkin seeds, because we're going to toast these later and use them as a really pretty garnish on our soup. And then try and peel your pumpkin. It's so hard to do this. If you pop it in the microwave for 3 minutes, it does make the process a lot easier, which is what I have done. Next, you want to dice your pumpkin and then measure out 1 kilogram worth into a bowl before you transfer it over to your casserole dish or pot. I'm also going to fry off my onions at this point and then add in my pumpkin along with a litre of stock into my casserole dish, and then allow that to cook for around an hour or longer if you have the time. Then in a pan you want to add some olive oil and those pumpkin seeds from earlier that have been cleaned off, and give them a nice toasting. And once your soup is almost ready, you want to add in your single cream, just as much as you desire. I tend to use probably around 3/4 of this tub. I left the rest of it for garnishing later. I have also decided to make my own croutons. Literally all you need to do is cut up some little pieces of bread and add into your pan with your olive oil and your pumpkin seeds, and just give them a toasting off, and these will serve as a lovely garnish for your soup later. Of course, as before, you don't have to blend your soup. I chose to blend mine. It is pretty soft if you do like just a regular lumpy sort of soup, but I blended this off because it is an amazing cream of pumpkin soup, and I'm just adding that to my soup mug.
and I'm going to actually garnish this a little bit as well with some cream, my croutons, and also my pumpkin seeds. And I think this looks gorgeous. This would make such a lovely starter if you're having a family meal. And the kids actually liked it too, which was a big bonus for me, and it means we're not wasting pumpkins. So guys, that's the end of my video. I really hope you've enjoyed watching these 3 soup recipes, and make sure if you do try them at home, pop them on Instagram and let me know, because I would love to know that you're following these and you enjoy my cooking videos as well. Thank you so much for watching guys, and I will see you on my next video. Bye!